Corporate social responsibility. It all started back in the 70s. The Club of Rome, a group of scholars, thinkers, executives, economists, and others who took on the task of laying out the future of industrial growth, invented the concept of sustainable development. At a time when resources are becoming more scarce and the population is growing, the challenge now facing people, governments, and businesses, all of us in fact, is to find the most sustainable forms of growth possible. And today, the trend is unstoppable. 1972, the Stockholm Earth Summit set out a wide-ranging plan for international action to fight pollution. 20 years later, the Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit defined economic progress, social justice, and environmental protection as the three pillars of regional sustainable development. The basis for action by the business world in support of local communities was established. And all over the world, businesses have opened their doors to partnerships with local residents. They are investing money and taking initiatives in conducting and coordinating community support programs in the field, and becoming a trusted partner in the process. Such businesses have put social responsibility at the heart of their strategy. Today, every company is asking itself, what practical steps can we take to improve the day-to-day lives of local residents? From a social standpoint, the company can work in each community to address local aspirations, assist with training, create local jobs, and give support to associations that are working towards the public good.
You've got a country with tremendous disparity of income. You've got very rich people on the one hand and abject poverty on the other. You have to be sensitive to the fact that this gap cannot continue to widen while there's a large discontented number of people who are looking at the inequities of the environment as they see it. For companies, therefore, I think there has to be a sensitivity to doing something in the communities around which you operate, and making an effort to raise the quality of life so that there's not envy and distaste for what was there, but the companies looked at in a more positive sense and in enhancing the quality of life of the people around them. We expend about 4% of our net profit in these rural development activities, and we do it ourselves. And someone may argue that this is shareholders' money, which it is, but I think it has brought a sense of not just tolerance, but a sense of welcoming our companies in wherever they've been, and enhancing whatever we've been trying to do in the product area or the services area to a community area, being part of the community.
In terms of economic development, the company can help develop a local skills network. By making its expertise or training resources available to local businesses, it can create a win-win strategy that promotes the local economy and yields access to valuable expertise.
There could be multiple ways to interpret that. One is, if you are working in a building which is daylit, for example, there's lots of research which shows that, it improves productivity. So of course, I have a very sustainable building, but I also have a higher productivity, and therefore the company is going to do better. The other thing is even in the branding to attract talent. You find, if you showcase that you're a more conscious company, you care for the environment, you have a real dedicated team towards, the social and the environmental aspects, you are able to attract better talent. And I think eventually long term, all of these things go and add up to becoming more sustainable is better, even in terms of productivity, even in terms of financial performance.
Finally, with regard to the environment, its task is to ensure that, as often as possible, its business activities take into account the need to protect and enhance local ecosystems. In addition to reducing its air, water and soil emissions, the company can work with its employees to set up volunteer activities or take action to clean rivers, transform vacant lots into vegetable gardens, encourage reforestation and teach school children about recycling. There's no limit to the steps that can be taken.
Can a drink help build a sustainable tomorrow? It depends on your point of view. You see, we're in the business of making and selling drinks. We want to make drinks that people love, but we want to do so in a way that takes care of the world around us by saving natural resources, cutting down on waste and reducing greenhouse gases. Of course, that means looking at our own operations, but that's just one part of the story. We have to look at the whole picture, from how we source our ingredients to what happens after a drink is enjoyed. So, we work with our suppliers to encourage them to save energy. We pioneer new packaging made from recycled plastics or even plants. In our factories, we try to only use the electricity and water we really need. We transport our products in ways that keep down carbon emissions. And we cool our drinks in fridges specially designed to save energy. This is just a taste of what we're delivering for today. Tomorrow, we want to do even more. We're committed to inspiring sustainable ways of working across every part of our business. And to keep us on the right track, we keep raising the bar higher and higher. So we've set ourselves an ambitious target. By 2020, we're aiming to cut the carbon footprint of the drink in your hand by 1/3. And that's not all. We're on our way to becoming a zero-waste business, which means we'll find ways to put every empty bottle and can to good use. That's how a refreshing drink can inspire our people, our customers, our suppliers and our communities to work together to make things better today and help build a more sustainable tomorrow for us all. Coca-Cola Enterprises. Deliver for today, inspire for tomorrow.
Social responsibility is the opportunity every individual has, working within an organisation at whatever level, the highest to the lowest, to be a positive contributor to the needs of the community around them, the needs of the community in their nation and the needs of the community in the wider world. The incentives are largely to do with the sense of delight that the person working in an organisation, company, firm, corporation feels at their participation in or their gift towards of themselves, of their time, of their skills, of their resources, and the sense of pride they feel that their company is involved in this initiative. So corporations have a role, individuals within corporations have a role, and it's about what is the connection between the company's commitment, the company's impact, and the individuals within the company. So if you come into a work environment that connects you with the world where you want to see solutions delivered, you're going to feel this work environment is something, it's about my whole person. That work is transformed from being the duty of the function I must do into the opportunity to make a powerful difference in the wider world around me.
Once you start listing, it puts peer pressures on others. So if Infosys, Wipro, ITC, all those kind of companies who are very conscious about, what they do, once they start, listing their green quotient, there will be a lot of others, investors will start putting pressures, all stakeholders of all kinds will start putting pressures, whether it's an NGO, whether it's employees, whether it's investors. And eventually, these things will start counting. I think over time, we need to bring in another kind of accounting system. It has to be a green accounting system where you account for the carbon that you emit. Today, it's really not, nobody's bothered, whether it's coming from coal or it's coming from, we don't account for the environmental impacts in our performances. I think those green accounting standards will come in very soon. If not tomorrow, in the next 5 years, it will definitely come in. And at that point, companies who are already reporting, who are already very transparent, will be very high up there.